Hello and welcome to Southside News Today. I'm Chuck Vipperman. Southside News Today is brought to you by Guns, Gear, and Ammo, Route 58 Cascades, and by Shanks Associates, engineers, surveyors, and planners. A regional state-managed community vaccination center will open Monday morning in the former JCPenney store at Danville Mall. Officials hope to administer up to 3,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines per day. Center will be open 6 days a week, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. by appointment only. No walk-ins. FEMA's funding is allowing 3 of these clinics to open in Virginia. Governor Ralph Northam last week announced Danville, Portsmouth, and Petersburg would host the clinics because of the high percentage of vulnerable populations in those areas. You still have to be 1 or 1B groups to get the vaccine, but the local health district has received permission to expand eligibility to more groups. It now includes frontline essential workers and those with certain medical conditions or disabilities. Now, there's another COVID outbreak underway at the Danville Adult Detention Center. Register and B reporting 10 inmates, 8 inmates actually, and 2 staffers have tested positive. Though he suspects COVID-19 entered the facility from the outside, Frank Martovich, the director of the Danville Detention Center, he tells the paper that he's not sure what caused this latest outbreak. Fewer cases of COVID are allowing the state health department to check their data and reclassify cases. As a result, it's leading to some wildly fluctuating numbers. For example, in Danville and Pittsylvania County, the number overall cases are remaining very close. However, the city is adding cases, the county is losing cases. It's likely that many of the cases originally set in the city were actually in the county. Now, the previously set death toll rose by 1 over the weekend. Now 190 people in Danville and Pittsylvania County have died from coronavirus. The positive test rate also remaining steady, just above 7%. Statewide, it's 5.5%. Also, Virginia passed the 10,000 fatality mark over the weekend. The Danville School Board's putting together a plan for the 2021-22 school year. Dr. Melissa Newton, Director of Accountability for the school system, says students will have the option to choose between face-to-face and virtual learning. According to a recent survey, most of them want to go back to school in person.
Students will attend 5 days a week. We will have reduced class sizes because we will still be meeting the needs for COVID and the pandemic precautions. Social distancing and personal protective equipment will be required.
Now, students who choose to remain virtual will be part of what's called a virtual academy. It'll feature teachers devoted solely to remote learning.
Virtual Academy will actually be housed at Taylor. That is where our staff will be. The students will still be connected to the elementary school they are zoned for. Students will attend 5 days a week. There will be synchronous instruction, which is when the students and the teachers are online at the same time, as well as some periods of asynchronous instruction.
Nearly 66% of responses asked for face-to-face instruction this fall. 34% of the students wanted to remain virtual. Leaders in Gretna are supporting an effort to change the name of East Watt Street to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Town Council heard the suggestion made last month by Kel Stone, a pastor at a church on that road. And before making the change, Council wants to reach out to others to get their opinions. They also want to research the street's current name to see if any of the family members are still around. They've sent out letters to property owners and have heard so far no objections. Gretna Town Council expected to vote on the idea at their next meeting. 6 people managed to jump out of their burning boat this weekend on Smith Mountain Lake. It happened Saturday afternoon at the Indian Point Marina in Franklin County. The boat went up in flames. It was fully engulfed when crews got there. Debbie Reardon shared this footage with the media. Witnesses say a child was thrown into the water by the force of the blast, but miraculously no one was hurt. Scruggs Volunteer Fire and Rescue says some had minor injuries. Crews were eventually able to put out the fire. The boat, though, ultimately sunk. Here you see footage of people using their boat to try to keep the burning boat away from a dock. No word yet on what caused the fire. The State Department of Wildlife Resources is investigating. Pennsylvania County leaders this week will finalize Tobacco Commission money that helps secure 3 economic development announcements. It includes $276,000 for Intertape, $86,000 for Ice and Furniture, $23,000 for Dogwood Global. Intertape will bring 50 new jobs to its Pittsylvania County facility over the next 4 years. They already have more than 300 workers at the site on Eagle Springs Road. This $45 billion expansion calls for a 30,000 square foot addition to add new product lines. Meantime, Eisen and Dogwood are two new furniture companies. They announced in October they would open up in Axton. Eisen will take over the former AC Furniture facility, creating 150 jobs. Dogwood, one of Eisen's suppliers, will move into a nearby building, hire 45 people. The county agreed to waive all building fees. In sports, the GW Eagles won their second consecutive Piedmont District game Friday night, overwhelming the Halifax County Blue Comets 45-7. The Eagles did most of their damage in the first half, getting 2 touchdowns on the legs of quarterback Jeb Burns. Back to pass is Burns. Now he'll tuck it, run it, a little pressure. Good bird job by Burns, gets into the secondary, breaks tackles, and gets in. He just put a little move about 15 yards into that play, Clark, and it looked like he was barely moving at all. He was gliding into the end zone. Jeb from a long ways away, and we are happy. Eagles up by 2 touchdowns. And for the second week in a row, the Eagles also got 3 touchdowns out of senior tailback Willie Edmonds. Jeb will settle down, long count this time. He'll hand it off to Willie. Willie trying to get up the gut. He breaks a tackle, gets into the clear, into the secondary. Willie Edmonds kicks it, styles it, touchdown, GW! 34 yards for Willie Edmonds, and that's his 3rd score of the night. Now, Pittsylvania County's 4 high schools began their 3-game round-robin season this weekend. Dan River opening with a 42-6 win over Tunstall. Gretna topped Chatham 24-6. Well, let's kick off a positive start to this week. With Live Positive, here's Dr. Joey Fawcett.
I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett, coaching you to live positive today and increase your positivity with greater joy so that you make a life worth living. So what pests are in your life? Our refrigerator just quit one day. The repairman said it was dead and told us to go buy another one. So we did. And we found a really nice refrigerator in the scratch and dent room. We got a great deal and something else. At first, we saw the something else, only 1 or 2 of them, and just in the mornings when we turned the light on. Soon there were so many of them, they all couldn't escape the light. And that was when we saw them. Cockroaches. These nasty little insects came from the store in the back of our refrigerator. Then they moved in with us, uninvited. We had to call in someone with the power to stop them, the exterminator. You know, sometimes in life you invite unwanted pests into your home and don't even mean to. Not just cockroaches, but other pests like jealousy and hatred and anger and prejudice. They live in the dark places of your spirit. So when you discover them, exterminate them. All of them. Take no prisoners. Their negativity will definitely take over your positive life and prevent you from making a life worth living. So live positive. Get rid of the darkness with the light. Coaching you to live positive today, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Thanks, Dr. Joey. Your forecast calling for cloudy skies overnight. Lows getting down to 37 degrees. Tomorrow, more clouds. It'll be a bit cooler. Highs only around 51. And that's your Southside News Today for Sunday. I'm Chuck Vipperman. It's been brought to you by Guns, Gear, and Ammo, Route 58 Cascade, and by Shanks Associates, engineers, surveyors, and planners. I'm Chuck Vipperman. Have a great day.